Yo, what's going on, everybody? In today's video, we have to talk about this huge content drop that SDS has dropped on us. And in my opinion, it is the best content drop of the year so far. It is still early in the year, but this is definitely the best content drop. There's a lot of good cards in this content drop. A lot of usable cards. Let's go ahead and talk about it. But before we do, make sure you hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Turn those notifications on, leave a like on the video, and in the comment section below, let me know what you thought about this content drop and if there's any cards, multiple cards, whatever the case may be, that you are going to be putting on your squad. Let's go ahead and take a look at this fat W of a content drop. Before we look at it though, make sure you hit me up on Twitter at pitching_rebel or pitchingrebel1@gmail.com if you do not know how to make stubs to be able to get all the cards that you want, especially the ones from this new content drop. I know how to make endless stubs. Clearly I have over 4 million stubs, and that's because I use the marketplace to make those endless stubs. I do it every single year where I don't have to spend a single dime and still make over $10,000 worth of stubs every single year. So if you want to learn how to do the same thing, the ability to do that from not only this year but every year going forward, hit me up on Twitter at pitching_rebel or pitchingrebel1@gmail.com to inquire about my flipping lesson. All right, let's go ahead and talk about this content. Let's talk about it. I'm not going to have the camera on so we can see all the attributes and whatnot. But first, let's talk about playing Sip Our Spotlight program. We get one every single Friday, it seems like now. So let's talk about it. Big card at the end. This Matthew Lugo tops now. Primary left field with a bunch of secondary, second, third, short, and center. 88, 87, 77, 83, 75 fielding, 60 speed. I mean, it's a binder filler. It is what it is. You know, not all cards are going to be great, but there's a lot of good ones in this content drop. We got Steven Kolek. Honestly, he's not a bad card as a starter. 104 stamina, that's pretty damn good. 90 hit per 9 and 92 clutch. That's good for this point in the year. He has a 4-seam sinker, circle change, cutter, slider, so has a sinker cutter combo. Nice, decent speed on his sinker and fastball, mid 90s, 95. So probably get up to 97, 98 with the 4-seam. Sinker is about probably 94 to 96 consistently. And he does have that cutter combo with a nice circle change and slider. Definitely any quirks? No, but per 9s are pretty good. Not a bad card by any means for an 88 overall. I really don't dislike this card. I could definitely see him in the rotation. He's free 99, so he's a budget beast as a starter. And we have this Jason Dominguez as the final card for this Spotlight program. This is by far the best Spotlight card or final reward for the Spotlight program that they've dropped. Primary left field with the center and right field secondary, so he can play every outfield position. Switch hitter, we know the Martian is. He had a 3-homer game, youngest Yankee in history to have a 3-homer game. 106, 95 versus right, elite versus righties. 89, 78 versus left. Contact is not bad versus lefty, especially him being a switch hitter. Power, you can ask for a little bit more, but if you get him up in the parallel, 82, 83, that'll do a job. And then he also has 106 clutch, which is the same as his highest contact rating. You love to see that. So if you got him to P5, he'd end up at 111, 100 versus right, elite. End up at 94, 83 versus left. That's formidable, especially since he's a switch hitter. And then 111 clutch. The fielding's not the greatest, but it's not the worst at 70. So silver defense and left. And then 71 speed, again, not the worst speed, not the best. He could still do a job in the outfield for sure. He's like really a better, in my opinion, on Anthony Santander, to be honest with you. So great job on this Spotlight card, SDS. This is the best one y'all have dropped so far. All right, let's look at the Spotlight pack cards. We got the 3 tops now cards that are 88 overall. We got this starting pitcher, Eric Fetty, sinker, sweeper, cutter, circle change, 87 hit per 9, 90 pitching clutch. That's not bad per 9s and pitching clutch by any means. He has a sinker cutter combo. He just doesn't throw very hard. So, you know, as a cheap card, he's a good budget option, but I just don't see him where he could be in a rotation. Then we got this Cade Horton, 110 hit per 9, 62 stamina as a reliever. That's insane. And 104 clutch. So very good hit per 9 and clutch. Great stamina. 4-seam sweeper, 12-6 circle change. He doesn't have outlier on the fastball, so that's what you kind of want to see when somebody doesn't have a sinker or cutter combo. But 62 stamina out the pen, that's insane. He could throw quite a bit of innings for you, long reliever. And then we got this Drake Baldwin, you know, catcher, 96, 75 versus right, 93, 71 versus left, 97 clutch. So contact and clutch are in the mid to high 90s. Power's not terrible. Is he the best catching option right now? No, but as a budget card, he's not bad by any means as a catching option. And then we have the two spotlight cards that are the most expensive cards at 91 overall. We have this Wilson Contreras, first base primary, but he does have his catcher secondary. 99-90 versus right, 90-84 versus left, and then 100 clutch. I mean, that's not bad hitting attributes by any means. He's not going to be terribly expensive either, so is he a budget option? Super budget option? No, but he's not terribly expensive. Then you have the best card out of that pack, which is this Danny Cologne. His live series is hell as a gold. Now he gets a diamond with 114 hit per 9 and 125 pitching clutch. He's definitely going in everybody's bullpen. I don't care what anybody says. He's going to be pretty expensive. He's going to be the most expensive card, but he's going to be one of the best relievers in the game. Sinker, he's got a cutter sinker combo, a four seam, and a knuckle curve. On his live series, he has a slurve. Now he gets a sweeper, and he still has a knuckle curve. The big reason why Cologne, he doesn't throw hard, but he has elite control. Look at his control: 98 on the cutter, sinkers 96, sweepers 90, four seam 92, and the knuckle curve 79. So 4 of his 5 pitches of 90 or above control. And then break, he's gonna have 95 on the cutter, sinkers not great, sweepers 99, knuckle curves 99, and 72 on the four seam. But the thing about Cologne is that his release is so damn funky, and for whatever reason, I feel like because he has a release, it makes the sinker, even though it doesn't have great break on it, break even more than what it's supposed to. It just seems that way. He has an insane release. It's really hard to pick up, and that's why he is a menace for sure, because he doesn't throw hard. He does have a really tough release to pick up. All right, so those are the Spotlight Series cards. Now, we got to talk about the Moonshot program. Let's look at it. We got, all these common cards or whatnot. This Josh Hader, this Corey Kluber. Alvarado got a common card. It's going to be a tough one to hit. Sinker outlier on the sinker. He actually doesn't have terrible per nines. I mean, 74 hit per nine, that's pretty bad. But 105 clutch is really good for a common card. Wow. This Cliff Lee, he's pretty bad. And then Joan Duran, who's going to have outlier on this, four seam and splitter as well. He doesn't have at least Alvarado has that pitching clutch. Duran doesn't have anything. We have this 87 overall Jose Siri. Let's look at him. Yeah, that's not very good. 65, 111, and then 50, 91. But he does have 91 clutch at least, so he'll have good contact when he has people in score position. But besides that, it's terrible. Fielding's there, and so is the speed. Just a binder filler, in my opinion, for sure. Josh Smith, primary third base with the first base, shortstop, and left field secondary. So good secondary positions. Third base primary, 89, 86 versus right, 96, 100 versus left. So reverse splits, and then 100 clutch. So higher clutch than both his highest contact rating. I think this is a good card, especially as a free 99, 88 overall. This is a good hitting card for sure. Budget beast right there. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how Josh Smith's swing is, but definitely a budget beast. Moonshot Luis Arias, first base primary with second base and third base secondaries. 181 versus right and 91-78 versus left. Is this Arias' card with the most power we've seen? I don't know. Let me know in the comment section if it is or if it's not. 104 clutch is also great. Fielding's terrible, 53 and then 38 speed. So common defense anywhere you were to put him. But I mean, Arias with some good power, he could be kind of glitchy for sure. Very, pretty well distributed card, especially for 89 overall. Like to see that. Then we got Roberto Clemente, primary right field with a center field secondary. 90-81 versus right, 193 versus left, 105 clutch. Love that clutch being higher than both the contact ratings. 78 fielding with 52 speed. We usually see a Clemente with diamond defense. Not this one. This is a hitting one. That's what you got to do to make these cards, usable, is you got to bring down the fielding. You got to bring it down somewhere. I don't care if people were great fielders, just bring it down so you can get these good hitting attributes. This is a pretty good hitting card. Nothing out of the ordinary, but nothing that you're going to complain about, right? He's got 90 contact, 100 contact versus left. The power is decent and very good clutch. There's nothing to complain about there. And then we got this Brian Roberts. Brian Roberts has an elite swing, primary second baseman, no secondary, switch hitting second baseman with a great swing, like I said. 192 versus right, so very good against righties. And against lefties, he holds his own. 88, 90 versus left. He is a switch hitter, so he's not going to have the disadvantage. 95 clutch, that's the only thing that, you were kind of like, okay, at least give me 100 clutch, so he still has it the same, but 95 clutch isn't bad at all by any means. It's only 5 less than his highest contact rating. 74 fielding. He's usually a diamond defender when they give him a card. Silver defense. Awesome. Keep doing that. 78 speed. He usually has about 85 plus 90 speed. I like that they only gave him 78 so he can have better hitting attributes as a 91 overall. Quirks, he has some good ones. But yeah, this is a very good card and a very good free 99 card. I love to see that. SDS, you're moving in the right direction if you continue doing this. Let's go over to the market and look at the cards on the market, because there are some cards on the market. Do we have a new? No, we do not have a new headliner. It's still Harold Baines, but we do have two choice packs, two new choice packs. We haven't had these type of choice packs, I don't think. We have two new packs, Full Moon and the Eclipse pack. You love to see that. A lot of cards are going to be in here. Let's go through the base round and then work our way up. We got this Joey Ortiz, primary shortstop with the second and third base secondaries, 82, 75, 70, 101, 86 fielding. See, they gave him the higher fielding. His hitting doesn't show as well. It's not the worst hitting, but of course not really a guy that you're going to want to use like that. And he is an 87 overall, so there's only so much you could do, right, as an 87 overall. We got this Colt Keith. Now he's an 87 overall, and he actually has really good hitting in my opinion. Primary second base with the first and third base secondary, 98, 85 versus right, very good. 112, 70 versus left, so he's technically a reverse split kind of guy when it comes to his contact. 103 clutch, also very good. And Colt Keith, unless his swing last year was really good, this year, if it's the same, it's going to be really good as well. Now, here comes the trade-off. He has 62 fielding, so bronze defense, 54 speed, not much speed. Okay, whatever. I prefer a guy that can hit. I want guys that can hit in my lineup. Obviously, them playing good defense is going to be great, but I know with this lower overall cards, if you're going to have good hitting, you have to trade off somewhere. I'll trade off the fielding for the hitting any day of the week. Alan Trammell. You knew we had to get a card of Alan Trammell at some point. We always do. 92, 72 versus right, 105, 80 versus left, 82 clutch, 60 fielding, and 61 speed. Not bad hitting. Defense is bad. Speed isn't the greatest. Not a bad hitting card. Not the greatest, but not a Colt Keith, obviously. But, you know, you can do something with that. Harmon Killebrew, 84, 105, 63, 112, 91 clutch, terrible fielding, 48. He has third base, primary, first base, secondary, common defense, 36 speed. I mean, it's an 87 overall with a ton of power. You knew the contact was going to have to be low. Zach Neto, he's got 77, 83 versus right, and then 125, and 90 versus left with 97 clutch. He's a lefty killer, good clutch. Defense is terrible. It's, 54, so common defense that's short, and 59 speed. But he is an 87 overall, so that's what we have to remember. 87 overall card. We got to remember that these cards got to have a trade-off somewhere to have those kind of hitting numbers. Next, we got this 89 overall Kerry Carpenter, primary right field with left field secondary. Absolutely righty killer. 109, 106 versus right, but against lefties he's not very good, which makes sense because in real life he's not good. He's not like very good against lefties. 65, 81, whatever. 107 clutch. The clutch is very good as well. 57 fielding, so common defense out in the outfield, and then 55 speed. That's where an outfielder, infielder, whatever, but outfielder is where you kind of want to have some okay defense at least out there, because the jumps can get pretty bad, but whatever, it is what it is. He has really good hitting, and Kerry Carpenter has one of those quick slap swings, so he has a nice little glitchy swing, and he has a bunch of quirks too. Brian Terang, primary second base with the shortstop secondary, 93, 81, and then 82, 60, 101 clutch, 79 fielding, and then 77 speed. They traded a lot of speed off of this card to get some hitting on him. We know Terang is very fast. His live series has a ton of speed, and they kind of traded that off. I'm okay with that. Keep doing that kind of thing. Dalton Varsho, 76, 94, 91, 75, 84 clutch, 85 fielding, 69 speed. He is a primary center fielder that can play any outfield position. I mean, he's got good defense. He's an 89 overall, decent speed at 69. Yeah, the hitting's not the worst, but obviously it could be better for sure. Then we're going to get to the rare round. We got Fat Cock Jock Peterson, primary left field with the right field secondary. Absolutely righty destroyer. 110, 118 versus right. We've been getting a lot of guys that destroy lefties. We're starting to see some guys that could destroy some righties with Kerry Carpenter. This Jock Peterson. Anyways, 110, 118 versus right, 89, 95 versus left. So although Jock only kills righties, they always end up giving some good attributes versus lefties. 89, 95, pretty damn good against lefties. And then he also ends up having 116 clutch, which is way higher. Not way higher than his highest contact rating, but quite a bit higher. Can get over 120 clutch at P4 and P5. Now, the defense is awful. 50 and 30 speed. Out in the outfield, just pray for him. If the ball's hit to him, literally just start praying that he can make a play, because he's he's bad. Is he a outfielder? No, he's a DH, but by God, his hitting is very damn good. And we know Jock has an amazing swing. And he also has some quirks, so good to see that too. Bo Bichette. Now, somehow, Bo Bichette always ends up having, whatever card he gets, he ends up having some insane hitting. 101-88 versus right. 125-100 versus left. 120 clutch. Bo Bichette is the best hitting shortstop in the game currently. There's no debate about that, in my opinion. Defense, not the greatest, 65, but he can get up to 70, which will put him at silver defense at least. 50 speed, again, not the greatest. At P5, this card is insane. Bo Bichette, no matter what, he is going to end up with a very good hitting card, no matter what his diamond overall is. Look at this hitting. 101-88, 125-100, 120 clutch. Second best hitting shortstop in the game. We know we have a guy in the name of Willie Castro as the best hitting shortstop in the game currently. Second best for sure, no doubt about that. Fielding's not the greatest, 65, so bronze defense, but he can get to silver defense, at least if you get him a P5 once you get to that 70 fielding rating. And then you got the 50 speed, he's not very fast. But at P5, this card's insane. 106-93 versus right, 125-105 versus left, 125 clutch. I mean, Bo Bichette always gets a great card. The only problem with Bo Bichette is the fact he kind of has a closed off stance, so it's kind of tougher to turn on things with him righty on righty. Not that his swing is slow, it's just he's kind of closed off, so it's tough to read pitches for sure with him. Quirks wise, he don't got any. He had a bad year last year, that's why he don't got no quirks. Now let's look at the Eclipse pack. All right, we got this Moonshot Heliot Ramos. Let's look at him. Primary left field, center field, right field, secondary. 78-80 versus right. Okay. 125, 115 versus left. I mean, talk about a lefty killer. 105 clutch, also pretty good clutch. Defense is terrible, so is the speed. But my God, he will absolutely crush lefties for sure. Andy Pajes, another lefty killer. Primary left field with center field, right field, secondaries. 70-81 versus right, 125-78 versus left. Not as much of a lefty killer because his power isn't the greatest as that Heliot Ramos, but obviously the contact's maxed out. 76 clutch, that, you know, that isn't very good. 63 fielding with 65 speed. I'd take Heliot Ramos for sure over this card, but not an awful card for a 87 overall. Joey Bart, another lefty killer we got. Primary catcher, no secondary. 77-83 versus right. 120-115 versus left. He kind of looks similar to Heliot Ramos, and the only thing, though, is his clutch is only 77. That's where he definitely differs big time from Heliot Ramos. Ramos got that good clutch at 105. Jeezy Sanchez, Marlin Greats right here. A great Marlin. I'm just kidding. Jeezy isn't very good, but let's look at him. He has 87, he's at 87 overall with right field, primary, left field, center field, secondaries. 107-93 versus right. So he is pretty damn good versus righties. 60-83 versus left. Not so good. 83 clutch. Okay clutch, not the greatest. Would love to see that higher, but, you know, he at least can kill righties with nobody in scoring position for sure. JJ Bleday, former Marlin great as well. Center field primary with left field and right field secondaries. He does have 90 contact versus right with 90 power, so even there. 74 contact versus left with 97 power, so higher power against lefties than he does against righties. Reverse splits there. 81 clutch, and then the fielding's god awful as well. 56 and 54 speed. Yeah, don't even think about putting him in the outfield like that. Now we're moving on to the 89 overalls. We got Mason Wynn, primary shortstop with the second base. Secondary, 92-76 versus right, 85-92 versus left with 88 clutch, 67 fielding, and 74 speed. Pretty good card. Not the greatest, but, you know, hitting's not bad by any means. Sean Murphy, primary catcher, no secondaries, 80-100 versus right, 93-90 versus left, 102 clutch. Pretty good hitting, especially for a catching position. Card, 66 fielding, 25 speed. Is he better than a guy like Posada or Santana? No, he's not, but his hitting's not like terribly, it's not terrible by any means. The Giambino, you knew how to get a Moonshot card. Every time something related to home runs, you know, whether it's a home run derby card or whatever, Giambi always gets a card. 93-100 versus right, 88-81 versus left, 100 clutch, 55 fielding, 32 speed. I mean, he's a first baseman, no secondaries. Yeah, I mean, the hitting's pretty good. I mean, I wish they would kind of figure out a way to make it better for a Giambi card, but it's not bad, especially for 89 overall. Lou Brock, 111-80 versus right. 87-70 versus left. 100 clutch. 74 fielding and 75 speed for a Lou Brock. That's just telling you right there, SDS is trying to do things differently, because I've never seen a card that Lou Brock has that doesn't have 99 speed, honestly. Kudos, SDS. Keep doing things like this. And then last but not least, the best card in this pack by far, Heimer Candelario. Heimer always somehow, you know, he had an Easter egg hunt card that was very good last year, and now he gets another 91 overall this year. I think the Easter egg hunt was like a 88, 89 or 90. Now he gets a 91 overall. This card is very freaking good. We know he's a switch hitter, great swing, third base primary, first base secondary, 97, 110 versus right, 94, 94 versus left, 94 clutch. So 58 fielding, sure, he has common defense to start off, bronze defense at P2, 51 speed, whatever. You got this card at P5. Let's look at that. 102, 115 versus right, that's insane. 99, 99 versus left, that's insane. 99 clutch. I mean, he also has a good swing and a switch hitter. I'm telling you right now, Scott Rowland's attributes are great. His swing sucks though. This card right here puts it to where you can delay your process in getting that Scott Rowland, not have to spend all the stubs that you need to spend to get him, honestly, in my opinion. But whatever, other people might differ from me. It's just that Scott Rowland's swing is so bad that, yeah, quirks wise, he doesn't really have any. Homebody and dead red, that's pretty good. But yeah, this card is a very good card as a 91 overall, especially. This card is a juggernaut, honestly. Then we got the chase pack card, Moonshot Seti Mullins. Big Seti. 100, 102 versus right. Very nice versus righties. 86, 90 versus left. Holds his own against lefties as a left-handed hitter. 101 clutch, so a little bit higher clutch than his highest contact rating. 71 fielding with 64 speed. Is the speed the greatest? No. Is the fielding the greatest? No. Honestly, for a chase pack card, they could have done something different. This card is not an OP chase pack card. It's a very underwhelming, in my opinion, chase pack card, especially with the one that we got the last time in Willie Castro. Then you go back down to this. You got a center fielder that only has silver defense and only has 64 speed, with the hitting not even being like anything out of this world. Yes, Cedric Mullins is a name that a lot of people love. He has a great swing and all that. But the biggest problem is you got to give this card better hitting. His fielding and speed are going to be that low without a secondary also in the outfield. So this is an L. The content drop in total is a fat W. This card right here, though, in my opinion, is definitely an L for a chase pack card. And then last but not least, we got, with all these Moonshot cards, obviously we got a collection. So at Collect 16, we're going to get a 91 overall Carlos Delgado, primary first base, no secondaries. 87, 102 versus right. 100, 106 versus left. So he's actually better against lefties, which is very rare to see. I don't think I've ever seen a Carlos Delgado card that's better against lefties. 90 clutch, so decent clutch. Fieldings, you know, common defense, whatever. You know, for the first collection card, yeah, not a bad card by any means. Could he have been a little bit better, you know, somewhere like maybe more higher contact or higher clutch, actually? Would have made him better for sure. Give him at least higher clutch. The contact versus righties is fine. Just give him higher clutch. Yasmani Grandal. People love Yasmani cards. I do myself, can't lie. Primary catcher, switch hitter, no secondaries though. 90, 111 versus right. 88, 100 versus left. 95 clutch. So pretty even card. Clutch is higher than both his contact ratings. Love to see that. 85 fielding with 13 speed. Hey, at least he didn't have a 0 speed card. He has some type of speed. Only thing I could say about this card is you didn't have to give him the 85 fielding, right? You've been giving cards lower fielding. Just give him a silver defensive card, like anywhere between, you know, 74 to 76. And then you could kind of make the contact rating higher and the clutch higher, you know, above 100. You know, this is the collect 30. I think you have to collect, 30 cards to get him. That's quite a bit of cards you got to collect. I think he needs to be a little bit better hitting wise. Not saying he's terrible, but he could definitely be a little bit better hitting wise. You know, make it to where at least one of the contact ratings get to 100, at least to 100 contact. The power's fine. Make the contact ratings where it could have got to at least 100 on P5. The other one close to 100, and then the clutch should have been over 100 to start. But again, not a bad card by any means at all. It's a good card. Just, we could have tweaked it a little bit more to make it a little bit better because of the fact he's going to cost quite a bit of stubs to be able to get him. And then last but not least, the final card, Collect 41, we have a 92 overall Byron Buxton. Primary center field, he does not have any secondaries. 92, 102 versus right, 101, 90 versus left, 100 clutch, 77 fielding, and 84 speed. This is the slowest Byron Buxton I think I've seen that's given a card that's like a flashback type of card or whatnot. The lowest, definitely the lowest fielding I've also seen as well. Silver defense, he will get to gold defense at P3 though, and not even close to 99 speed. Byron Buxton, very good card. He ends up at 97, 107 versus right, 106, 95 versus left, and 105 clutch. Now, with that being said, as a collect 41, he's going to be very expensive. My thoughts on this, it's a W card for sure. And they did a lot to be able to give him these kind of hitting, because if you just inflate those fielding and speed numbers up to 99 and close to 99 on the fielding, because he's center fielder, that automatically is going to make his, would have made his overall go higher. Thus, you would have had to go lower the hitting numbers. Now, how could we have made this card at least a little bit better? Because he is a collect 41, he's going to be pretty damn expensive. You could have brought down the durability, maybe brought down the steal and the base running aggressive all the way to 0. We don't need that. We don't even have a 99 speed card. And then there, once you do that, you know, brought the durability down about to mid 70s, I mean, I would say just take away durability, but whatever. Let's say you need to have that just to have it there for optics purposes. Get it down to like 70 durability, 0 steal, 0 base running aggressiveness. I promise you, you're probably going to be able to get his contact rating to at least, versus righties, to at least 100 or close to 100. You know, make that contact versus lefty a little bit higher, his power against lefties a little bit higher, and then his clutch a little bit higher, and boom, you would have had a very insane card. But it's not a bad card by any means. Don't get me wrong. It's not. Bucks has a great swing too. I just, again, because how many stubs is going to go into it, just like I said about the chase pack card, Cedric Mullins, same thing here. This card's going to cost quite a bit. It needs to be, in my opinion, slightly better, but overall, it's a very good card still. Oh, there is a new Diamond Quest. I didn't even look at the 2 Diamond Quest cards. Let's look at that real quick. This Harrison Bader, primary left field with a center field and right field secondary, 96, 84 versus right, 81, 100 versus left, 103 clutch, 85 fielding, and 59 speed. Yeah, pretty decent card. I got it. That's a pretty good card. And then this Prince fielder, let's look at him. Primary first base, no secondaries, of course. 92, 115 versus right, 81, 85 versus left, 85 clutch, and then common defense. Prince fielder, yeah, he's not very good. But overall, elite content drop. This is by far the best content drop for sure. They're definitely headed in the right direction with these lower overall cards, and you know, taking away some stuff like speed, fielding, whatnot, in order to get these cards better hitting. I like that trend that they're doing. Just keep doing that, and we're gonna have a lot of good content, especially as. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Turn those notifications on, leave a like on the video, and in the comment section below, let me know what you thought about today's content drop. If it was a fat W like I thought it was, or if it was an L, and if there's any cards that you think you're going to be adding to your lineup or God Squad. All right. Thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you next video. Love y'all. Peace.